The final pairing has reached the fifth tee here at the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. Viktor Hovland, Taylor Gooch. Gooch just one back. Terry Gannon, Kurt Byram, and the crew watching.
Yeah, par 5 here and going with driver. Just trying to fit it in. I'm not sure. There is a penalty area down that left side as well as the right side here at 5. So it's a fairly narrow driving area. So and it's back into the breeze.
Viktor Hovland, now you see what he's done on this hole the previous 3 days, trying to go back to back. He won here last year. John Wood is out there with these two. John, how are you?
Good afternoon, Terry. I'm doing great. Another perfect day. A little more breeze is up today than we've had the rest of the week. Made a beautiful par save by bunker on 3. Did Victor.
Good
Down
drive
the right side.
Been driving it really well with this driver. Of course, the shaft is a new shaft this week. He broke his shaft earlier in the week on Wednesday.
Well, someone else did, but he borrowed his shaft, and it's been working well. Up to 13, Matthew Wolff, who had the 61 on day 1, led heading into the weekend, shot 74 yesterday. 5 birdies already today. That's an eagle try.
Nice bounce back for Wolff.
So that left for another birdie to get us to 6 under on the day and 16 under overall. So he's not done yet. That stretch not easy though coming in. 16, 17, 18. As John said, the wind has picked up, but they all chase the leader. Viktor Hovland looking to go back to back this year here at Riviera Maya in Mexico. NBC Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. That's the office this week, right along the shores of the Caribbean. White sand, and then just steps away from the golf course. And they play for that by the end of the day, El Camaleon Golf Club. Fans piling in here to see the final round, and it's a good one. Heck of a leaderboard. At the top, Viktor Hovland trying to win for the 3rd time. Taylor Gooch trying to win for the 1st time. Sergio's there. Justin Thomas there. Cenotes, underground caves, and rivers here all through the area. The Riviera Maya. And the wind, although it's not blowing right now at 15, is a factor today, more than it has been the first 3 days. Kurt and I in the booth, George Savaricas, Aaron Oberholzer, and John Wood. Out to 13, and George.
Hey there, Terry. Matt Wolff just with this short birdie putt left for his 6th of the day to move to 16 under. After a Saturday where seemingly nothing could go right, completely different story for the final round. Wolff has now birdied every par 5. Look at Carlos Ortiz from just short of the par 5 5th.
This is his 4th shot, George, and that is going to be left for his par. Unfortunately, he hit it in the hazard off the tee.
Playing a tight driving hole on 5, not so tight on the 7. Scottie Scheffler with birdies on 3, 4, and 5. Can he add another one? 4 under through 7. Scheffler now moving to 16 under as well.
So a number of different names in the mix, but let's start, Kurt, by talking about that final pairing. Interesting one. You've got Viktor Hovland trying to win for the 3rd time. He's very young. Taylor Gooch, who's trying to win for the 1st time, both from Oklahoma State. Only 1 shot difference right now.
They both have played great golf, and they're both really good ball strikers. Gooch, really, the only thing that's been a little shaky for him through the last 2 or 3 years has been his driver, but this week he's kept it in play really well. It's a comfortable pairing for them. Hovland, the defending champ, he loves this golf course. His ball striking as well is spot on right now. So it should be a good battle. And you never know. We've got guys that could shoot low scores and come at these guys. The conditions are there for it.
Well, that's the thing. In terms of a mindset in that final pairing, if you're leading your Viktor Hovland, no reason to think that he's not going to put together a very good round today based on what we've seen. And last year here, Taylor Gooch is playing great too. But you do know you have to stay aggressive because it's a golf course that, yes, there's trouble if you're offline, but you can post a low number.
Hovland even said it after his round in an an interview. He said, I know I have to keep making birdies. They specifically asked about Justin Thomas, who came in not far back. And he said, I expect Justin Thomas to shoot a good round today. It's going to be up to me to play some great golf and respond to that.
Thomas won over on the day, though. Bogey back at the second as we take you out to the 8th. Scottie Scheffler at 16 under, 3 back.
Hang on.
Yeah, that's fine. Pretty narrow area in the back of the green there at 8 today.
Drop back to the 5th.
And where we find Justin Thomas, an eagle putt.
Wow, had a beautiful 5-wood up to this point. Came up short, really slow, and then picks up speed past a little hump in the green. Pretty good from there.
A nice roll for Justin Thomas. Short one left for birdie.
Garcia 3 under on the day. Here he is at 6, his second.
Way out of this rough to this hole location in the back of the green. It's tough to get it all the way back there.
Go. Into the green. Go.
Into the breeze as well. It didn't jump.
Sling it back to the 5th, par putt for Carlos Ortiz.
Yeah, this is a big moment, I think, for Carlos Ortiz. The wind's up, but you don't want to drop any shots on these 5s.
Ortiz just runs out of steam. Will be a bogey on the 5th. And aerial coverage this week provided by Mayakoba Resorts, resort and residential destination in the Mexican Caribbean. What a gorgeous stretch of land here in the Riviera Maya, going from Cancun all the way to Tulum. We're smack dab in the middle of it. Back on the 5th green, shorty for Justin Thomas.
That's interesting what a final round might do to a guy. Even in Justin Thomas's case, both he and Ortiz, George, were basically 1st and 2nd in scoring average on the front 9 this week, and they've both gotten off to fairly slow, benign starts.
Well, that is just giving a shot away right there. One that he really needed at 1 over par through those first 4 holes. That would have got him back to even.
That's a momentum killer.
3rd for Sergio at the 6th. Came up just short.
Interesting play here with all that green to work with. He just went with a lofted sand wedge there. Must have been something about that lie he did not like.
Viktor Hovland, the leader, in the fairway on the 5th.
From 272, right side of the fairway. Wind is slightly in and right to left, and with this pin on the left-hand side of the green, I gotta believe he's looking right here with all that green to work with. He can definitely reach. This is 3-wood.
Viktor has birdied the 5th every single round this week.
Starting at the right edge of the green, trying to turn over.
Sit.
Bounds through the back of the green.
Well, a career that's really just getting started, but it's been very good to this point. FedEx Cup summary. Hovland the last couple of seasons, 5th in the FedEx Cup race and making it to East Lake both times. Off and running, thinking about making it. You would think so once again, and one of the guys to watch out for. But there are the current standings with Sam Burns up top.
Hovland has earned a lot of respect from his fellow players out here. They love his game as we go to Taylor Gooch at 5.
Who found the penalty area off the tee.
Had a great start. Hit every fairway and every green so far up to this point, but like you said, George, this is hybrid drawing at the center of the green if it gets up.
Just short, but decent shot that Gooch could try and scratch out a par on 5 and avoid dropping one. Right now, he is the closest competitor to Viktor Hovland. Those two in the final group, 1-2. Hovland leads at 19 under. Final round, Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba, par 5 5th. That's where we find Viktor Hovland and Taylor Gooch. Gooch just short of the green in 3. Found some trouble off the tee. What's to this 4th, John?
His first real loose swing of the day, just a long pitch and run here. He's gotten off to a pretty solid start, although this is kind of just misread. The speed is really good.
Guys, how about these odds at the start of the week? For those who found this of interest, Taylor Gooch was plus 4,500. 4,500.
He's been playing well, too, every week that he's teed it up in the new season.
Two
he's
top
had
fives.
Yeah, and I think he was teeing 11 in the other one.
Viktor Hovland's third.
A perfect leave straight up the hill and a good lie out of the rough. Boy, this part of his game is so good now.
Be the fourth straight day that he birdies a fifth.
Interesting play on the previous one for Sergio. This for par now.
Make these, keep that momentum going. That'll make him a little unhappy, leaving it short for par.
Scottie Scheffler determined to be part of the movie here today. This for birdie from just off.
Talked about him quite a bit the other day about, wow, how about that? It was in the middle with plenty of speed, but we were talking about how he had yet to win out here, but he is definitely putting the pedal down today.
Charge in 5 of the last 6. Not Matt Wolff. This game, I mean, go figure. 74 yesterday and all kinds of trouble after sailing the first 2 days. And look at what he's doing today.
You know, it's amazing how a good start can help you or a bad start can really hurt you. Yesterday, remember, he bogeyed 2 out of the first 3 holes. Today, he was 1 under through 3, but he was 3 under through 5. And so that momentum was all on his side early on, and he's kept it going. It's just a whole different Matt Wolff today.
Slow down.
Yesterday, he was kind of limping it up to the hole. I mean, that ball, plenty of speed, gave it a good chance.
Had to, on the defensive yesterday, had to work for everything he got. 5.
Gooch off the green for par.
Just a little right to left in this, George. Not a whole lot.
Leaves it short. 2-shot swing here on the 5th.
Yeah. Moment to remind you, you can see how the FedEx Cup standings are shaping up as the Worldwide Technology Championship here at Mayakoba concludes. Follow all your favorite players and don't miss a moment of the action on PGA TOUR.com. Back out to the 6th, Justin Thomas. Time to get things going for him. 1 over on the day, bogeyed the 2nd. Feels like a bogey on the last.
Yeah, after missing
Right here, right? It should be right to left on this angle.
It shouldn't be hurting that much?
No.
Okay.
And again, if we feel it, I'd like to play it, but if we don't feel it, I don't think we should count it being.
Yeah, especially with the back 10.
Yeah.
I mean, do you like maybe playing a couple, like 30, 34, 35, or do you just like playing the number?
I like playing the number.
Yeah.
Bones with the advice there. They're talking about the actual number is 132, and JT thinks there might be a little hurt, but with that whole location in the back, Bones doesn't want him over the back of the green.
Okay. I'm going to ask John Wood in a minute here of how many times there's doubt in his mind, but he says things with conviction. Answer. Comcast Business Tour Top 10 through 6 events so far. Sam Burns leading the way. Sungjae Im, Matsuyama Homa, McIlroy, and Lucas Herbert all winners. Morikawa, Seb Tringali playing great. Maverick McNeely playing great again today, working his way up the leaderboard. He's 7 under on the day. And then Matt Wolff. So the points bet odds, Viktor Hovland, start of the week, plus 1,700. A lot lower than that now.
And he's going to go with 3-wood here.
Drivers put on the left tree and play if I hit it left.
Because the thing is, on the run out is 275 up, like 270. You go just a little bit further. It's not going to. No, to answer your question, no.
Driver, if I'm pulling it,
If you pull
the
it,
tree should not be in play.
should not be in play.
Okay. Because I just don't think driver's getting to.
Because it should be 296 to that tree.
Okay.
Okay?
That conversation they're having, Kurt, there's a tree that you saw Justin Thomas kind of go around way up there on the left, and he was asking if he hits driver and gets it left, is that tree going to be in his way? His caddy Shea Knight says no, you're going to be fine with that. And the way he's been hitting this club, I wouldn't even expect him to be left anyways.
And I think with the driver, he's going to try to push it up there a little further, because with that hole location so close to the back part of the green, you know, the shorter the club he can have in there, the better off he's going to be and be able to attack more easily.
No question about it. On the tee, the wind feels in, but it's actually more right to left when you get over this tree line. Low draw up the left side, moving further left. Needs to get down.
Hang in there.
Kurt, a big gust came up right as he took it back, and I think that might have thrown him off a little bit there.
Could be a problem. You just don't know. There are a lot of rocks in these areas that are just off of where they're growing grass. So that'll be interesting when Woody gets down there.
Gooch now 3 off the lead.
Starting up the right side, turning over to the left edge of the fairway. This should be good.
Finds the rough. We can't see it from high above, though, so maybe it's sat up. Hovland at 20 under. Another gorgeous day here at the Riviera Maya. 4 different resorts right here on the property, and El Camaleon Golf Club. 15th edition of the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba as we wind our way down to the 6th hole. Win today, though, Kurt, although numbers still very good. Guys playing well.
Seeing some white caps out here behind our booth, which we haven't had much of this week, as we take a look at Hovland's lie here at 6.
Yeah, Kurt, 139. The lie came off the cart path.
Right, more approach from this angle. It should be right here.
Listen what Shay Knight has to say.
Anything below this flag, okay?
Yeah. Just snag out this rock right here.
Yeah.
Initially, it looked like it was sitting right on top of a rock. When you get up to it, though, there looks like it's about 1.5 inches between the edge of the rock and the ball. And there is a little sand and dirt there that he can make good contact on. If he is to catch it a little fat, that rock comes in play. But
And if it bounces off it, or you,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's 98.
98 is your front, 128 is your total. So to cover, you've got 103. Okay.
it's a shot. You almost feel like I'm going to catch this a little thin just to be safe, because if you go at it like a normal shot, that rock all of a sudden comes in play, and you're not only talking a bad shot, but injury. So
yeah, I don't want to see that. That's the thing I'd be a little concerned about right now. And I agree, he might try to just pick this off there a little bit more rather than hitting down on it. We'll see.
yeah, if he was an inch back, I would say this would be a pitch out. But I think he's got just enough of that sand and dirt in between it to make some decent contact and get the ball up on the green.
There is a penalty area on that right side, kind of past the green, so I'm sure he's aware of that.
Good contact, headed left of the hole, turning over, might need to get down here.
Boy, job well done.
Got all the shots to 9.
And Scottie Scheffler has another birdie putt. He's been on a tear so far this front 9.
Well, he really has. I've kind of moved up to join Scottie Scheffler, George, in his hot run. 5 birdies so far through the first 8 holes. This for an outward 30
Let's see
on
if
this side.
Scottie can persevere. He's at the 5 under through 8 holes. To go out in 30. Wow.
All right, here at the 6th, Taylor Gooch.
134 for Gooch. This ball is sitting down with a back pin. I would expect this to be running back there a little bit, maybe not carry all the way back to the hole.
Yeah, he had to be a little conservative there. If you catch a flyer, there's a lot of trouble behind this green.
Up on the 15th, Matthew Wolff. Pretty long birdie putt. See that pin all the way in the back left of the green for this par 3 for the final round. Curling in. Can he get it to drop?
Great putt, man.
It's amazing how much better his speed is today.
Putting with a lot of freedom for the final round. Viktor Hovland right now sailing away with a 3-shot lead.
Back at 6, Taylor Gooch trying to get back to red figures today.
Solid shot from the left rough, straight up the hill here.
Pretty aggressive.
Well, Rory McIlroy teams up with Peacock to bring you the all-new Golf Pass channel. Watch premier instruction and entertainment from the Golf Membership Program, plus daily news from Golf Channel. Sign up at peacocktv.com and start watching now. Difficult 16th. Here is Matthew Wolff.
And with 3-wood, said earlier in the week, he usually turns his club over a little bit, which didn't really fit this hole, but that is a beauty right there.
A lot of Oklahoma State guys in the field near the top of the leaderboard. This man at the top. Hovland for birdie at 6.
Just left to right the whole way here, Kurt.
Got to hit it a little uphill. He had it tracking. Looks pretty comfortable out there. No reason not to when you're hitting it like he is right now, and he's capable of. Defending champ going about his business.
It is workmanlike, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Scottie Scheffler went out in 5 under. He's 3 back. Check out the ball flight with our Top Tracer technology powered by Top Golf.
Playing a little downhill, 178. This is just a 9-iron, downwind as well.
Hey, there's a penalty area right of the green. That might be the reason it's well left.
Here at 6. You see how much Gooch has left for par.
You said it, Kurt. He was pretty bit aggressive with this one.
Oh boy, hate doing that.
Didn't touch the hole.
Par 5 7th, Sergio Garcia for birdie. Just didn't start it on a high enough line.
See, that's where we stand. Viktor Hovland in that final pairing trying to win here, go back to back in Mayakoba. Well, earlier this week I had the opportunity to talk to Jim Cavanaugh, the co-founder and CEO of Worldwide Technology, and I asked him what makes this tournament the right partner for them.
It's a great fit. When we came down here to kind of check everything out, just the experience and the people at Mayakoba just created just that, an incredible experience. And it's something that everybody I talk to, the players, our customers, partners, are just so impressed with the experience it's created. So we could not be happier about being here.
I know there's a committed drive as well beyond the sponsorship to better, more equitable outcomes too. Why is that so important?
It's a big part of who we are. And starting back in 1990, co-founding Worldwide with Dave Stewart, we've always been focused on values and behaviors, the right behaviors and the right values, and giving back to the community. And that's a big part of what the PGA Tour does. It's a big part of what they're doing here at Mayakoba. And it's a big part of who we are as we grow globally. So we couldn't be more excited to be here and to be part of this great team.
Great to have you. Welcome, and good luck with everything that you do in the future.
Thank you so much.
All right,
it's great
Jim.
to be here.
Brand new title sponsor here at Mayakoba, the 15th year now overall for this event. Joe Mazzio, thank you. Tournament director to all the folks here. Lorenzo Echeverria, of course, superintendent. This is a special place. If you ever get the opportunity, it's something else. 7.
Justin Thomas giving it a go.
Oh boy.
Lost this one way right.
Oh, get the best break you've ever gotten. Please kick in.
The problem there too, George, is there's no red line there. That is either find it and get lucky or potentially, lost ball over there. Now it looks like they have it.
Back on the tee with Viktor Hovland.
Guys, I spoke with a few of the Europeans that were here this week that were at that Ryder Cup and asked how popular this guy was in the team room. And they said, well, there was 11 guys in line to play with him, and actually a couple of the assistants tried to sneak in there too. So hugely popular guy on that team, and really with everybody. Wind right back into his face here.
We're going to take a look at this tee shot with our Top Tracer technology. This powered by Top Golf, and he has been hitting it on a rope all week, but that's a rare fairway missed for Hovland.
Good tee shot at 16 for Wolf.
What a really tough second shot this is. Back right hole location. You can see it kind of in the middle of that bunker on the right, but it's all the way in the back part of the green.
And if you flirt with that, there's trouble beyond.
Yeah, if you pull it and go past the green, you can go into the hazard or the penalty area. That is an excellent golf shot. I mean, that is so good. There are only 3 birdies on this hole so far today.
What a shot. Talked about all the Cowboys near or at the top of the leaderboard, and these two, Wolf and Hovland together. That championship, you were there for that.
How would that be to coach a team when you have 2 guys like that on your team already, and a third who played the PGA Tour in Chris Ventura? They're loaded. Another guy on that tee, Austin Eckroat there. He's on the Korn Ferry Tour now and on his way to probably going to be out here before too long.
Good swing.
Eckroat was tied for 12th here last year. And then, of course, Taylor Gooch, also a Cowboy prior to those guys. Scheffler at 10 for birdie.
Had the advantage of seeing a similar line from his playing partner, Brennan Todd, although this is not high enough.
Red hot the opening 9, and then that short miss on the last, and a par here. Still 3 off the lead of Viktor Hovland is Scheffler.
Yeah, it's amazing year one what Worldwide Technology has done as a sponsor and with their giving, especially in conjunction with the PGA Tour. Scottie Scheffler, iron in hand on 11.
Yeah, just laying up, George. This is not a hole with this hole location that you'd want to take driver at, even though it's straight downwind.
Tucked right over a bunker, so if you're playing from the rough, it'd be nearly impossible to get really close.
7th green now. Justin Thomas, we saw that Aaron second was able to actually play his 3rd up to here. These were the odds powered by PointsBet. Start of the week plus 1,600. JT on the short list of favorites coming into the week for the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba.
I'm hearing him just fine, him and everybody, but just fine. And
so it looked like disaster for Thomas on the 7th, but
he got very lucky.
This could be a big turning point in this round if you can get this to drop.
Boy, that's taking advantage of a good break right there.
Justin Thomas 17 under, 3 back.
How about the shot in here at 16 for Wolf? This for birdie.
Man, that's too bad. I mean, that would have been the 5th birdie of the day now at 16. It's such a difficult par 4.
Great look at the par 5 7th with that cenote smack dab in the middle of the fairway. Taylor Gooch will be the first to play, Kurt.
Back into the wind right now, George. So they're having to hit 2 really good ones now to knock it on here in 2 today. And Gooch caught a great lie here just in that first cut. So see what he can do with it.
Gooch leaking oil after going bogey the last 2. A moment ago with Matt Kuchar on the 15th from just off the green, taking putter, past champion, the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba a few years ago in 2018. How about this play? Hearing Cooch from the gallery here on 15. Back to the leader, Viktor Hovland.
See if he can muscle one into this breeze, little hot low one.
He has been dissecting the par 5s this week at El Camaleon.
Knuckly looking.
Short.
Yeah, not quite.
Hovland up 3.
Look down on the property here. Riviera Maya, 4 resorts right here. with the golf course as the centerpiece, about 45 minutes from the airport in Cancun. Hovland with that 3-shot lead. Out to Viktor.
Playing his third to the 7th. Well done. From 7 up to the 11th approach for Scheffler.
120. George straight downwind. Only 3 paces of green to work with over that bunker to the flag. This is on a good line.
Great shot.
Lift clean in place and soft greens. And that's why we're headed to, well, more than 20 under, probably.
Tournament scoring record at 22 under. That could very well be in jeopardy when it's all said and done. Third shot for Taylor Gooch.
Caught a pretty good lie there, but he handled it really well. Just did carry that little mound there by the bunker.
Par 4 17th tee back today. Matthew Wolff. 6 under on his round.
Beautiful. Thanks.
He's just getting up there and striping it so far today.
A lot of freedom in that swing, wasn't there?
A lot of people out here watching this man today. Abraham Answer, the 30-year-old who was born in Texas but grew up in Mexico.
Chance to end his day with one here at 18. There you go.
Great back 9 to get it to 15 under and finish there. That big win at the WGC FedEx St. Jude. To the 7th.
Final group on the green for this par 5. Both have a look at birdie. Hovland up 4 on Gooch. 3-shot lead over Justin Thomas and Scottie Scheffler.
I think there's a ton in this. It's fairly flat around this whole location.
Wanted to take a second look at it.
This is, he's going to give it the feel with the Aim Point Express one more time here.
Kurt, what do you think he learned last year winning? He said, I was so nervous over that putt, yet he was able to handle the nerves and actually deliver in that big a moment.
That you're able to, mentally, you're able to handle that, and your body's going to respond to what you want it to do, even though you're really nervous. And that's a great sign. And then every time he picks off a win like that by making a putt or whatever, just winning, period, the confidence builds, and the more comfort he has in those situations.
Hovland's made a lot of big putts this week. This for birdie. Rolls in another.
Tell you, just now that his pitching and chipping is getting better, there just isn't much of a hole in his game anywhere.
Watch out. Now a 4-shot lead for Hovland.
Back-to-back birdies for Justin Thomas, but dealing with this at the 8th.
Let's see. Like probably his 5-wood there, just putting it out of that just into the rough down there.
Taylor Gooch has this for birdie after that Viktor Hovland birdie putt. If you're Taylor Gooch, how do you settle things down at this point in the round, going bogey bogey?
You know, it's just going to be a little bit of a mental battle for him. He likes to play really fast as well, so having some patience with himself is going to be really key here. Just try to slow it down just a little bit. You make this, that would have been a big help.
Scottie Scheffler birdie putt on 11.
Not much in this. Boy, I'll tell you what, George.
I'm not going to say it.
I'm starting to think it's me, man. Really am.
Your words, my thoughts. It's 2 short misses the last 3 holes for birdie. Scheffler.
You're the last one to start to think that. You're at 10. Andrew Landry for birdie. Went out in 3 under 33 at a string of 4 straight birdies.
Get
that
there.
Time.
Dead on line.
Justin Thomas left with this for par at 8.
That's
how big might that be, Kurt?
Yeah, just momentum-wise, after those back-to-back birdies, it just would have been just a short par 3. Making bogey would have taken a little bit of the steam out.
17th, second shot for Matthew Wolff.
Pretty dangerous back left hole location. Well done.
Good spot just right of the pin.
So golf taking place here in Mexico, but also in Portugal on the European Tour. Thomas Pieters with that win. You know, we've seen a lot of him. You know, the man can play. He's got game.
Super talented guy, and good to see him win it again.
A couple of rounds here at the TimberTech Championship on the PGA Tour Champions. Second to last event. Got the championship. Charles Schwab Cup next week. Furyk 14 under. All right, out to the 8th, final pairing set to go, and the leader at 21 under now, Viktor Hovland. Check out the ball flight with our Top Tracer technology, powered by Top Golf.
157. There should be some help. This could be a little bit of a problem, and it is. Again into the natural area there, but it looks like it's sitting pretty good. He might have to just bump that into the hill for his next one.
So Scottie Scheffler still at 17 under on the tee at 12.
Yeah, just with an iron looking for position here. Wind mainly off the left. Maybe a slight bit of help. It's down the left-hand side, moving back. This should be good.
This hole's played pretty tough today. Good hole location today at 12 in the back right there.
And for the week, it's been the second toughest hole out there. And even tougher today with that breeze. Doesn't seem like anything's been difficult for Viktor Hovland on this golf course for 2 straight years now. It's the golf ball of Viktor Hovland here at the 8th for his second.
The lie's really good, but I don't think good enough to land this on the green. We'll see. I think he might just try to bump it into the sort of the top third of that slope in front of him. Just a little too high. Needed to be about a foot or 2 lower on that slope.
Kind of similar to what we saw from Justin Thomas, that leave for par.
Can Matthew Wolff keep it going? Birdie putt on 17.
Yep. What's the pin? 206? 206 total, yeah. 730? Correct.
Second at 12 for Scheffler now, Aaron.
I got him at 207, but we'll go with 206, and that's a long way into this whole location. Kurt back there, stuck back there. Not a lot of room for error.
You cannot go right of this flag stick, or it'll end up down off the green. It'll take a slope.
Wind pushing off the left, trying to cut it back in there. Line's pretty good.
The line was very good. That's a good shot.
Each on the way for birdie at 8. Just can't buy one. Not that you expect to make most of those from that length, but the last couple of holes has been a rough go. Reminder, in one tap, unleash your golf fandom with TourCast on the PGA Tour app. TourCast allows you to track every shot from every player with our 3D tracking experience. Download now and don't miss a moment of the action. Not even going to ask you because you didn't know yesterday what that was.
I don't know what that bird is, but it is a beautiful bird. Seeing them all over the golf course out here.
Taylor
a lot
Gooch.
of wildlife.
Gooch did tap in, by the way, so this left for par for Viktor.
Kind of a big mistake on just a wedge shot to hit that long and left to this pin location with it back when you've got a decent lead, and the middle of the green is really all you're looking for. So made a tough putt for par on his 3rd hole, so let's see if he can make another one.
He's made 1 bogey in the first round. He made a double bogey yesterday on his, round 2 on his 10th hole of the day. On the first hole, he landed on a sprinkler head not too far from the hole, not too far from the flag stack, and it ricocheted out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a horrible break.
It was a terrible break. Other than that, he has been pretty flawless.
On the last 33, we just saw the graphic here, John.
What would be a nice party game is guess what Viktor Hovland made walking off greens, because he always looks the same no matter what. Whether he makes a triple or an eagle, he looks exactly the same. No reactions.
Oh, wow. That was a pure roll.
Extend that streak.
That line on the ball stayed right there pretty much the whole time. Great putt.
When he is getting up and down from where he was and making those putts, he is tough to catch. Our PXG tournament summary. That final pairing, Hovland and Gooch with a win. Viktor become the first player to successfully defend his title at this event. Haven't had any multiple champs here. Gooch looking to win for the first time. It's his 102nd event on the PGA Tour, and JT looking to extend the streak of claiming at least one win out here on tour. 7 straight seasons. PXG tournament summaries. We take you out to Justin Thomas at the 9th.
Now you wonder if Justin Thomas will have a back 9 running him, closing out his front 9 here with the 2nd to the 9th.
Kind of a narrow opening right in the front. The whole location in the front part of the green. That might go in. Great
what a
shot.
shot from JT. Could trim that deficit from 4 to 3 as Viktor Hovland, a 21 under, tees up driver.
Perfect win for this hole right now. Down, right to left, exactly the same shape as the hole. You can carry a lot of that left side where it cuts out into the fairway.
You talked about how he has James Hahn's shaft, which is a ½ an inch shorter. And Viktor has said this week, on the tight holes, it's going straight. If I just hit down on it, it's been amazing.
This one heading left. Don't think it's going to get to the fairway on that line. Tried to cut it, did not cut.
That is your spot to miss, though, on the 9th. A lot of room out to the left.
And it's sitting up. He thinks he might be a hair more accurate with that shaft. Not as long, but a hair more accurate.
For this week, it's great.
Saw that play from off the green go in on 15. Kuchar for par on 16. A lot of the hole. Activity on the golf course and just off the golf course on the Caribbean today. Sun splashed Riviera Maya.
If Justin Thomas is going to make things interesting here, final round Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba, he's got to roll in birdie putts like this. Thomas will stay 4 back in solo 3rd. That's a tough miss.
Scottie Scheffler in 2nd all by himself, and this for birdie at 12.
Great look, pretty flat. Maybe just a little die to the right at the end of this putt.
All right, you're back, AO.
What a stroke that was. It just did not waver.
18 under, 3 off the lead of Viktor Hovland. Could this be the day Scottie Scheffler gets his first win? As we look down on this property here, aerial coverage provided by Riviera Maya, the Caribbean coastline on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Beautiful stretch here. Mangroves, golf course cut right through them.
What a stunning property, especially your first time getting here. It's pretty jaw-dropping. Taylor Gooch has talked about being in the final group before, knew what to expect going up against a...
It's called 25. What do you think flies 25? I mean, I almost think it's 15. Yeah, I'm good with that. Good with that? Yep.
124. Both he and Viktor Hovland both found the left rough, and this pin is going to be really tough to get it close with that steep slope in front. Not being able to spin the ball as much, especially slowing down the wind. It's a sand wedge on a good line. Going to need to sit down, though. There's that release out of the rough.
Yeah, not getting any spin. Yeah, but Gooch was saying he was excited to go against the defending champ, Viktor Hovland, as a Ryder Cupper, be in this environment. 13th, final par 5 on the course, Scottie Scheffler.
Oh, he needs a fast finish, George, that's for sure. He can get a couple right here on this par 5 with a good drive. This down the left-hand side. Trying to leak back.
And that will find the fairway.
Easily get home in 2.
Viktor Hovland second.
Just 108, trying to land this right on the front edge. Got underneath it a little bit and is heading right.
Safe,
Pretty
though.
good touch from there.
Yeah, I mean, out of that lie, out of the rough, just making no mistakes.
Now, when you're up by 3, those are the type of shots you want to play in a tough par 4 like this.
You don't want to take the high-risk shot and try to land it on the very front edge or short and bounce it in and come up way short.
Kurt, we've been able to watch the wins from Viktor Hovland, his young career, just getting started. You were there for this 2018 NCAA Division I tournament. Great setting, great crowd, too, obviously, at home.
Great teammate to have, too. Not just because he's a great player, but he was just such an influence on all those players on that team.
And came out ready to win, seemingly. This in Puerto Rico down the stretch. Had some trouble with this aspect of his game there, but then did things like this to recover.
He did. That was a huge shot at the moment. And then this unbelievable putt just pounds it in the back.
To win it. So raising his first trophy on the PGA Tour. Wasn't done yet. Right back at it. Came to this property here at Mayakoba and was making putts. I mean, much like this week. Not much different than this week, although at that point, I mean, yes, he won once. He knew he could win. But to make another putt like this to win a golf tournament outside of 12 feet.
Said he was nervous, but that stroke sure didn't look like it.
That's the thing about him. He's very honest in talking about his own game and admitting that he's nervous, admitting that certain aspects of his game aren't what they should be, and I got to get better, and has.
He's very well spoken. I mean, he talked about his pitching back even the week that he won in Puerto Rico, how poor it was at the time, and he said, I'm going to go to work on it. And he has, and he's improved tremendously.
Thomas in third at 17 under on the tee at 10.
See how aggressive he gets here. That whole location over on the right. That is no good.
He's not been sharp today.
No, he sure hasn't, especially with the irons. And scoring irons are right up his alley.
Back to the front 9 on the 9th, final group. Taylor Gooch will be the first to putt from the back of the green.
Hard to call this a birdie try, just looking to get it somewhere close, up a ridge and then down to his right.
Starts out left now, moving back to the right. Will just nestle up there on the low side. Pretty good roll.
Matthew Wolff, been a good day for him. This to finish up with a birdie.
Come on, man.
6 under on his round. That left to finish there.
Back on the 9th, Taylor Gooch did go ahead and tap in for par. Any concern at all? Hovland has a 3-shot lead, but he's only hit 2 fairways so far.
For me, not a huge concern because he's missing in the right spots. He's not hitting it out of play into those mangroves or into the forest.
This for birdie. How about that from Viktor Hovland? A birdie on the 9th. 22 under, the lead back to 4. That putter has been white hot this front 9.
He looks really determined right now, doesn't he?
Scottie Scheffler, the closest competitor, 4 back, his second to the 13th.
There's no doubt in his mind. He knows he has to attack now. Just 204, 6 iron.
Oh boy, We've seen some poor chips from there, pitch shots.
Scheffler, short of the 13th and 2.
Got the old wind switcheroo.
Back at 10, Carlos Ortiz hasn't been able to get anything going today. Even par on the round.
Little extra pressure on him to try to win here, being from Mexico.
Well, it was a nice play, Justin Thomas.
That
from
was
off the green.
Really nice looking chip down that hill.
13.
Third shot, Scottie Scheffler. Off the stick. Man, did that look good.
So, I mean, you start to look at the leaderboard right now. I know Scheffler's at 18 under. It's a long way from being over, but boy, you just don't see any reason to think that Viktor Hovland's going to back up at any point.
I think especially, you know, if he goes in here to 10 and 11, if he birdies one of these 2 holes, and then I just feel like he's just not going to back off. Somebody's going to have to do something dramatic to catch him. And if he makes a birdie on one of these next 2 holes.
Top Tracer technology powered by Top Golf. The ball flight here.
173, just a smooth 9-iron.
Good line if it's the right club. Heavy.
Didn't quite catch that solid, Kurt.
No. Kind of first sort of mishit. Really bad today.
You know, the putt on the last was extraordinary. The putt on the previous one, too, maybe just as important. You go to par saves and birdies today.
Yep.
Yeah, talking about that up and down at 8. And he was in sort of that native area behind the green. That was a heck of an up and down momentum-wise.
Dangerous time now for Gooch and his chances. 6 back.
Also 9-iron.
Good swing.
Just about hole high. Got to start to make those, though.
Up 1 in the 11th, Sergio Garcia to pull the 16 under. Did everything but touch the edge of the cup. Garcia had that fast birdie start, and he's 2 under now through 11. To the 13th, Scottie Scheffler to pull within 3.
And George, you got to think the way Hovland's playing, he's got to get this one and maybe I'd say 3 more to even sniff it, I think.
Yeah, I would think 22, 23 would at least give something for Viktor Hovland to think about coming in.
Yeah.
Scheffler birdie to 19 under, but aren't exactly a lot of birdie holes at 16, 17, and 18. Scheffler, as we know, is a standout at the University of Texas, and we're taking a look at the Players of the Year on the Korn Ferry Tour dating back to 2014. Carlos Ortiz in the field had that amazing year on the Korn Ferry. That Patton Kizzire, past champion of this event in 2017, was Korn Ferry Tour Player of the Year in 2016. See Wesley Bryan, who's a winner on the PGA Tour. Chesson Hadley, PGA Tour winner as well. Then went back to the Korn Ferry. Now he's back out here. Sungjae Im, of course, won earlier this fall in Vegas. And Scottie Scheffler, 2019, was the Korn Ferry Tour Player of the Year. Justin Thomas, tee shot on the 11th. Along the right edge.
Look down on the 10th green. That water's come into play throughout the years here.
It has. Just right at the green there. But it's a cliff.
This year, until today, really, we haven't had much wind.
No.
And even today, it's not what we can feel here. Hovland is second from in front of the 10th green.
And Kurt, we spoke about this earlier in the week. It's obviously important to have lift clear in place from the fairway with all those mud balls, but on these short shots, you get to tee the ball up and get rid of all the grain. It just makes it immeasurably easier.
It does. But you still have to execute the shots, and man, he has consistently done it on the pitch shots this week. What an improvement.
Man in second by himself, Scottie Scheffler at 19 under on the tee at 14.
Now wind just pushing straight off the left from here on 14T. Terry, this one starts down the left-hand side and bleeding back. This should be perfect.
Got that whole location tucked on the left, so essential to be in the fairway to get to it.
John, how about this one for Taylor Gooch now?
Yeah, you know, it's time to kind of settle the nerves. And, yeah, I'm sure he started the day, even after the first few holes, thinking I had a chance to win this thing. But, you know, most likely that's gone. But you still got to reset yourself, and you set yourself up for a great tournament. And Kurt, physically, you know, trying to win your first tournament, you're obviously playing well, but mentally, what a hurdle.
Yeah, it really is. One of these goes in, though. There you go, finally. It's such a confidence boost, and he knows, okay, I got one there. I've got 8 holes to go. Let's make, you know, at least 3 or 4 and just see what happens. 3 or 4 more. But this guy just has been relentless. The mistakes.
Yeah, you get the feeling everybody else is going to need some help from Viktor to win this tournament.
Up and down from in front of the green. Viktor Hovland staying at 22 under par. The leader by 3. It's 20 under. That won it last year. The record total is 22 under. He's already there, so trying to surpass that, but mostly trying to win. Made a comment a couple minutes ago that you thought Viktor might just keep going and doing what he's doing. Now, to bring the field back in, those chasers, there are mangroves left and right. Does the mindset change at all, aggressiveness-wise?
I don't think so. You know, he's talked about how he's able to, his tendency is to hit a little bit of a cut. And with this shaft that he has in this driver, the ball flight's a hair lower than his original shaft. So it works really well around here. It'll be interesting to see. If he goes on to win, I wouldn't be surprised if he says his short game and pitching was a key to his win. He has to do everything well, obviously, to win. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's the pitching that he highlights.
Second shot for Justin Thomas on the 11th. 5 back, running out of holes.
It's just not been sharp at all for him. He has, that's a shot he usually stuffs right in there.
Out with a different
7th event, as we told you, on the PGA Tour schedule here in the fall before that calendar changes. Look ahead next week. Hewlett Packard Enterprise Houston Open comes your way starting at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And overall, PGA Tour in Houston, PGA Tour champions, big one there, the Charles Schwab Cup Championship. They'll whittle it down to 36 players. Phoenix
Country Club,
your neck of the
they
woods.
love that golf course. It's fun for them to play.
Pelican Women's Championship on the LPGA, eventually down to the CME Group Tour Championship in Naples. That big prize at the end of the year, the Aviv Dubai Championship on the European Tour next week. But still some action left today here at El Camaleon Golf Club. Riviera Mayakoba. All right, to the 11th tee for that final pairing.
Taylor Gooch with the honor after making birdie on 10.
I think it's fine. I really do.
On a short discussion there with his caddy Mal Baker about what to play. Right to left helping win. He's chosen an iron, just keep it in play. You'll still get to wedge with this club, and that's the most important thing.
They have narrowed this fairway up a little bit from past years, just with the rough. They brought the rough in on both sides, so it's a narrow strip going down there.
Starting right, this is going to need some help in turning over.
That's the problem in that rough. Even though that ball's sitting pretty well in the rough over there, that flag stick's just tucked right over the bunker.
It's like. To your point, Kurt, I think that's just exactly what he's going to say if he ends up winning this thing about his pitching. It's just been so stress-free. Seeming anytime it has a pitch, he hits it to 2 feet.
Yep. And we know he can strike it. He's a great ball striker, but every once in a while you're going to miss a green, and he has been so good.
He had said when he won in Puerto Rico, my chipping's a 3 out of 10. I think this week we're closer to an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
And this is right down the middle. Perfect tee shot.
I mean, he's just going to have a little wedge left, and I'll be shocked if it's not inside of 12 feet.
We're going to see what Viktor Hovland is like in the role as closer. Up by 3 here, final round, Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. They're on the back 9. 11th hole, Justin Thomas for birdie. Birdied 6 and 7. Those his only 2 birdies in the final round. Looking for number 3. Well short.
Second at 14, Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, it's a tricky one here. Can't really feel where the wind and how hard it is because the mangroves are blocking that flag. He's got it coming off the left. Got to take that bunker on. This has got to go.
Man, that is well short. May have misjudged that wind that AO was talking about.
Aaron Wise, big part of the story last year in the final round, wound up finishing runner-up to Viktor Hovland, and made that putt on the 72nd hole. Wise right now lurking inside the top 10. Eagle putt on the 13th. That will be a tap-in birdie. On the 11th, Taylor Gooch had missed the fairway off the tee.
From the right rough, decent lie, but awfully tough to stop it going at this flag. I think he might need to go a hair right and give himself a little bit more room to work with. If he goes at the flag, most likely could release long. Yeah, that's about as good as he could do from there.
Almost the exact same putt that JT just had.
Now Hovland just 100 yards, helping right to left. I think this is just going to be a perfect L wedge for him.
Viktor Hovland from 100 yards out.
Down.
Full swing.
Down.
Carrying past the flag.
Right. Just over the pin, fairway hit, another green hit.
Check out Going for the Green, presented by SoFi, which Viktor Hovland has been doing time and again. And why not? Look at the numbers from last season. Pretty impressive all the way down the right, starting with approaches from 200 to 225, Kurt.
I mean, it's so impressive. That was only his 2nd season on tour as well. So this guy just came out with all kinds of game, and now the short game has gotten better. The pitching, he's a good putter. It's hard to find something wrong with his game right now.
Going for the Green, presented by SoFi. All the young players out here, where do you put him in that list?
He's climbing that list rapidly. I think, I think just the fact that he made that European team for the Ryder Cup, I think that's just something that, he's in that room with all those great players. It makes him feel like he's really part of that upper echelon of players on the PGA Tour and in the world right now. So I just think that's a huge boost. He's winning tournaments early. Got 2 already.
Talk about the Ryder Cup. How big was it for Scottie Scheffler to be a part of it and to play so well? Lengthy birdie try on the way. What's a good run, isn't it?
I think he's going to be one of those guys. Scheffler's going to be one of those guys when he finally, not finally, he's only been out here a couple of seasons, but when he does win, it may open up the floodgates with him.
Justin Thomas just hasn't been able to get things rolling. Hadn't been sharp.
No.
Sit.
Oh, there's trouble over there. There are no red lines over there. It'll just be probably blocked out if he's got a shot of any kind.
Matt Kuchar for par at 18.
Long left and a good pitch down to there. So good save.
4 rounds in the 60s. Good playing from Kuchar, the 2018 champ. So loves this place. Always seems to play well here.
Taylor Gooch pacing around the 11th green. Have you had a look at this birdie putt, John?
Well, I have, and it looks like it wants to come a hair right off that nose of the bunker.
We saw Justin Thomas come up short, similar line here. Is it deceivingly slow, or?
It doesn't look like it, but if 2 pros in a row do the same thing, it probably does look that way.
Gooch with almost a carbon copy from what we saw at JT. 2 putts, mark it a 4 on 11 for Gooch. Viktor very methodical when it comes to his process on the greens.
Yeah, it doesn't change. And you know, talking about what he's going to do down the stretch with all this mangroves coming in with a comfortable lead. And I think you go back to his interview yesterday after the round when he talked about if that's the shot, that's the shot. No matter what the conditions are, that's what he's going to do. So I would expect him to keep hitting that driver, keep hitting the 3-wood when he's hitting that, and just continue with his game plan that's worked the whole way.
You know, a side note, he's using Aim Point Express, which may become more important to both players and caddies starting next season when the PGA Tour gets rid of the greens book as they are right now.
So the time spent reading the books will be replaced by time spent reading your feet.
Or learning how to do Aim Point Express. A lot of players and caddies already have gone that direction.
Or as Dustin Johnson calls it, that foot thing.
Well, his brother's one of the best at it.
He is excellent at it.
For birdie. Oh. Now up by 4.
I mean, find something. Tell me something that's wrong with his game right now. He's putting great. Short game's really strong.
He's checking all the boxes. Scottie Scheffler has made his way to the par 3 15th.
Yeah, I mean,
See our broadcast booth, middle of the screen.
yeah.
Patron tent, far right. The beach just beyond it.
10:30. Correct.
Viktor Hovland keeps making birdies, and Scheffler looks at the board. He might be over at that Patron tent here pretty soon. Haven't seen the white flag yet, but it's getting tougher and tougher.
No left.
156.
Yeah, no miss left here.
Cannot. Big drop off over there. 156 into the wind. Tried to knock that one down.
Get up, go. All right. Just a bit short, I guess. Yeah.
Good shot from Scheffler.
Carlos Ortiz in the fairway at 12 for a second.
Play a big cut into that back right. Looks like it's doing it. Oh, I'll say easily one of the best shots of the day at 12.
So this is where Justin Thomas ended up off the tee. He's trying to punch it back out.
What do we got, Bo?
37 front edge and 29 for 66.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he's
they're
putting the
talking
club.
numbers to the front edge.
I think he's, you know, let's see it here again, but it looked to me like he was really starting to hood the face of that club and just hit a monster hook out of there.
Can you do that from there?
We're about to find out.
I like it.
The key is the lie has to be good. You have to be able to get on the back of that ball without any leaves or anything in the way, and that's what he's trying to do here. Check the face of the club. See how he's shutting that down?
Yeah. Well, he's expecting to take a full swing, or at least that much back.
He's going to take a whack at it. But it better hook. Tell where it ended up there. It definitely hit a tree.
To get down on the grass?
Well, I heard the description, 5 yards short in front of the green in the rough, but
it sounded like it hit a tree.
It did. All right, we'll see if we can tell from this angle. All right,
There it is.
There
right
it is.
There. Okay, it landed in the that sandy area and then kind of tumbled out into the rough, I believe.
Starting to turn. Trying to turn. And we'll see exactly where it ended up, but I didn't think he had a chance when we first went to him. I really didn't.
Well, at this point, you know, he's won so many times that playing for second is not what he's here for.
They're just walking up to their next and back on the tee. Viktor Hovland with an iron.
Straight downwind. I wouldn't call this a conservative play. I think, like we talked about, it's just the right play with as much help.
With that tough hole location in the back right, too, I think, you know, you look at this hole, some of these holes you look at, this is a birdie hole, but number 12 right now, I think this is just one of those holes you're going to be happy with a 4.
And a perfect shot up the left side, cutting back towards the center.
Just another laser down
Just on
there.
a repeat.
Just another laser down the middle.
Nice and still, please.
Up to 15.
Scottie Scheffler will be the first to play his birdie putt here on the green.
This is a great look here, George. About 12 feet or so up the hill. You could put this out about a ball and a half on the right-hand side. And don't forget to hit it.
Scheffler 4 back, 4 holes to go. He's probably thinking he's got a birdie out here.
Now there's a board just to his left, so he knows exactly where he stands and what he needs to do.
He's at 7 under on his round to push it to 8 on the day. Scheffler will stay 4 back.
So getting tougher and tougher for Justin Thomas to make a run. Tough up and down there. Dropped a shot. Ortiz now with this left for birdie.
That's a heck of a birdie right there. 3rd toughest hole on the golf course today. Not many birdies have been made.
Doesn't look like the 3rd toughest hole to Viktor Hovland. The way he's playing. Back down the fairway. Takes a look. Ian Gooch at the conditions.
What was it to cover the false front? 63, so 69. 69 covers the false front. You got it right here. Exactly. Okay. Yep.
206 total, helping left to right wind. He's just got to guard against right here, where that fall off goes off the green. And this is 7 iron. I don't think he's planning on getting this all the way back to the pin. Probably just somewhere in the middle of the green.
Get our Top Treasure technology powered by Top Golf to give us a look at the ball flight.
Stay there.
Actually heading a little right. Needs to get down.
Sure does. Going to catch some slope. I don't know if it's going to get all the way down in the rough. It'll be a problem.
Scheffler 4 back, that difficult tee shot at 16.
And it's not any easier today, Terry, that's for sure. Back into the wind, maybe even slightly off the right today, as it feels like a little bit more of a northerly than we have the last couple of days. Driver teed low, just trying to hit a little bullet out there, Kurt.
Yeah, you can see it from overhead how tight this hole can play, especially for guys that are trying to hit driver down there.
That was not a low bullet, and this is right, well right.
Mangroves.
Looked like it. See the red stake there. It's all penalty area all the way down the right side and the left for that matter.
PT, over those bushes.
That was really close to not touching any land, guys.
Yeah, that's what they were discussing. Back to 12. Taylor Gooch from 195.
8 iron with this much help should be enough for him. Strong player. Great line here.
That's a good lead right there. He can make that putt and no mistake right.
Up to 15.
Andrew Landry in a tie for 6. Playing this par 3, deciding between which club he wants to play. You guys talked about how the wind's Picked up a bit more today compared to what we saw the first 3 rounds. Certainly feel it a bit more at this part of the property.
That wind sort of in from the left, though. You got to make up your mind if you're going to try to hold a draw in there, or you're going to aim more directly at the flag and just try to let it drift with the breeze.
The week Landry's had on 15. Birdie, birdie, birdie.
Blow it.
Can he make it 4 for 4?
Blow it. Got it.
Short and left.
He went for the, hopefully it was drifting in there, but it didn't.
Par 5, 13th. Third shot for Sergio Garcia. Came up just a bit short with the second. Should be pretty straightforward.
Oh.
Gave it a peek. Back on the tee, Justin Thomas.
Starting it down that left side. The wind is pushing from the left.
JT saying yesterday, especially with Bones, it kind of feels like a fresh start, a new season. So excited by what's in store.
Happy birthday to this man, 23 years of age today. Joaquin Niemann is for birdie at 16. Winner on the PGA Tour, won at the Greenbrier 2019, part of the 2020 season.
Why, what a well-played hole that is.
Win the skin.
Win the skin. You're only allowed to birdie 16 on your birthday.
I think that's the 5th birdie today at 16.
Hovland from just off the green now.
Yeah, Kurt and Terry, he got a great break here using that lift clean in place. His ball settled up against the edge of the rough, which would have been a very, very difficult shot. As it was touching part of the fairway, so he could use the 1 club length, moved it away. Still a tricky shot because of this slope, but made much easier because it doesn't have to deal with the edge of that rough anymore.
And Kurt, they really didn't want to play lift clean in place today. They felt like they had to. There was still a lot of mud on golf balls, different part of the property.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 different fairways that were still a problem. So that is a huge break right here. I couldn't tell if it had just gotten into the rough or not when he originally got there.
Yeah, just to be sure, he called in a rules official and he got the okay to drop it, but this is not the best pitch that he's played all week for sure.
So the man closest to him is Scottie Scheffler. But what are the options?
Well, he can take 2 clubs lengths from where it crossed the penalty area, and he can drop from there, but he's blind. He's got nothing out of the rough. He's got to curve it about 30 or 40 yards, guys. Or he's thinking about potentially going back on the line and cross as far back as he can to get a shot maybe over the mangroves. But now you're looking at a shot of some 260 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
really long shot.
Oh yeah, it's 233 yards is what I have him at if he drops it where he crossed.
So while they discuss that, Gooch for birdie. Even par for the day, Taylor Gooch. Keep him at 17 under, this will. And then the first time in a while that Viktor Hovland's been challenged to make par from distance.
A little bit of stress that he's responded to every time he's had it.
He sure has made a putt of about 12 feet on 3 for par and made the other 10 to 12 footer on 8 for par. So let's see if he can make it 3 for 3 on these tough par saves. So for those at home, what he's doing when he holds up his hand, he feels with his feet what he considers the slope percentages. If he decides it's 2%, he'll hold up 2 fingers, put 1 edge on the middle of the hole. The outside edge of those 2 fingers would be his start line. That's basically what Aim Point Express is.
How long does it take to learn to read with your feet, though, that percentage?
You know, you got to practice it. It's like any part of the game. You got to, walk around greens and set down a level at home and see what do my feet feel here. And for me, it was kind of different parts of my foot. Middle was obviously straight putt. If I got all the way to the edge, it was 2% of the outside edge of the foot. Not a solid putt there.
Saw that string of 37 straight, but his bogey on the card. Viktor Hovland now, and the lead is down to 3.
Second shot for Justin Thomas to the par 5 13th. Currently in a tie for 4th with Matt Wolff, who had that final round 65.
He really needs to make something happen here. Just a nice high cut in there. Give himself a good look at eagle.
There have been 3 eagles today on 13. Second on the way. Like that. That is tremendous from Thomas.
So what are we doing with Scottie Scheffler here at 16, Ale?
Well, Stephen Cox has come in, and they're trying to determine exactly kind of from where's ball crossed, where is it in line with the flagstick, because they need X-ray vision to get it perfect, I would think.
We're good with this, Scottie? Yep. And then I get a club point?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, while we have a quick moment, back to the 13th tee with Taylor Gooch.
Downwind left to right, starting up the left edge of the fairway. Needs to cut a little bit. It's coming, though. Looks like it might catch a piece.
Those are good numbers right there. 178 ball speed, and a 306 carry.
First little piece of mini adversity for Hovland after the bogey on 12.
Makes this tee shot reasonably important. He still has a good lead, but
unbeknownst to him, Scheffler, the closest
True.
guy to him, in trouble on 16.
Guys, there aren't a lot of scoreboards out here. I'm not sure Viktor knows exactly where he is. I think he just knows he's playing well, and he's going to keep doing what he's doing. Maybe take a look, try and find out with 4 or 5 holes to play. But you're right, this feels like an important tee shot here.
Hovland has loved driver all week.
The left edge cutting back should be beautiful.
it's pretty comforting to a guy like Hovland to have that shot. He can start down that left side and hit that cut, dependable.
On the 15th, remember, Andrew Landry had missed to the left, so pitch to here. This for par. Stay at 15 under. It's up and down. Landry 3 under on the 15th this week. Hovland up 3. 13th green, Justin Thomas 16 under. And what a time it would be for his first eagle this week. As this eagle putt to jump into solo third. Hasn't been able to find it this final round. Two-putt birdie. Hard to say it's disappointing to birdie 13, but when you hit that good a second shot in there, you're expecting more.
Oh, no, it's disappointing right now. Scheffler from left of this fairway here is 4th.
This is all he could manage from that rough. We got Coatis running everywhere.
Caught a flyer out of there.
Yeah, I could hear him say a mud ball potentially coming out of there.
Carlos Ortiz in with birdie on 13. So Abraham Answer get in at 15 under. Ortiz currently the low Mexican player in the field at 16 under.
Garcia, this for par at 14.
Hit that good bunker shot to here. Okay. actually putted the ball really well this week.
2 under on his round today, 15 under overall.
95, 97. Yeah. So, what do we have yesterday?
Yesterday you had 92 front. Today you've got 90 front.
I think it's a similar wind.
I do. I think it's a smidgen more out of the left today.
Okay.
Just a smidgen.
2 yards worth?
2 or 3 yards worth.
The 2 yard difference, I'm saying.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with you.
Okay.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny little exchange there. Sure, 2 yards. That sounds good to me. But that's important to have yesterday's numbers. When you get the similar wind, you want to know, okay, I hit this club yesterday from that far and it went this far with that wind. So it's good to have that comparison. This is 7 iron. Did not sound solid. Sounded a little thin.
He knew it immediately.
Gooch coming up short on the 13th.
Hovland with 7 iron as well, and it'll be interesting to see where this goes with the mistake he made at the last hole, having it fall right with this left to right wind. If he gives himself a little more, he gives himself a little bit more room to let this ball move.
I was going to say, if I was a betting man, I would say this is going to be left of the flag, right at hole high.
He could blow this thing wide open if he finds the green too.
Very high. This is heading right again.
Oh, wow.
And not solid.
Vegas call. They want you to place a few bets.
They do, don't they?
That was a couple yards from disaster. He hit the cart path into the penalty area, but Hovland in the right-hand rough on the 13th. Up 3, but that will change shortly here at the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. We're talking about how fast Taylor Gooch plays. This just a moment ago on the 13th, his third.
Good out of there.
Now Viktor Hovland's turn.
Good lie, but a really green to work with.
That was the old Viktor Hovland right there.
Uh-oh.
Troubles continue, though, for Scottie Scheffler from off the green here at 16. This is a bogey putt.
Seems like every year,
16th
at some
hole,
point,
man.
16 jumps up and gets somebody.
16th hole. Yep.
So Scheffler in with double, that would mean Viktor up 5 at the moment, playing his 4th to the par 5 13th.
Feels like he could have put a nail in the coffin here. Now he's scrambling for his par.
The first one right here, he just kind of decelled in there. He's been really good at that shot this whole week. That was a little similar to what we saw in Puerto Rico a few years ago, but came right back and hit a much better one there, just letting that club face go. Kind of squared everything up. It just kind of almost feels like he's hitting it, letting the club face go and hitting a little draw up there.
To the 14th.
Didn't get the eagle, got the birdie. Now on the tee at 14. Just can't tell by the finish anymore.
Well, sure looks good to me.
I know. Center of the fairway.
So Scheffler in with double on 16. Now that bunch of players in a tie for second at 17th. It's at 17 under, so Viktor Hovland up by 5. As this for par, John.
Yeah, and I'm sure he has no idea he's up 5 right now.
He's won a couple times in his career on the PGA Tour. What type of test do you think it'll be the last 6 holes to play with this size lead?
You know, I think this putt has a lot to do with it. I think if he makes this putt, he'll feel good about it. If he doesn't, he'll think, I just gave away a shot at the last hole. I gave away at least one here. So I think this putt has a lot to say about how he's going to play these last few holes.
Hovland par putt. Nails.
And I agree. That was a pretty important putt there. The easiest holes on the golf course.
Up 5 with 5 to play.
Ortiz setting up for his second at 14.
Really good line. And the right club. Very nice.
He's hit some of the best iron shots we've seen today.
Much better. He was really struggling yesterday with his swing, but better today.
Back on the 13th, Taylor Gooch for birdie. Could trim it from 5 to 4 and a miss.
Fuck off.
Stunner.
Thomas now at 14. I could tell by that finish.
Well, he's battling and grinding, but he obviously doesn't have his best stuff. That is just such a big miss for a guy who's one of the best iron players out here.
On the 17th, Scottie Scheffler with clean in place, so making sure he's getting a good lie for his second. Trying to shake off the double last hole.
Yeah. Yeah, should land about between 35 and 37.
Yeah, what's the pin?
It's 35 up to 37.
Yeah. Just put it just in there, just pin high right.
Yeah.
You get the wind at 2 o'clock?
Yep. And just right where the board meets the edge of the tower.
Yeah.
Finish line.
Money. Yeah. And the wind is up there at 2 o'clock.
Correct.
Okay.
Jordan Guilford, the caddy for Scottie Scheffler.
Got to bounce right back here. That flagstick's only 3 steps from the edge on the left, though. It's dangerous.
Scottie in a tie for second. A lot of FedEx Cup points on the line here.
Come on.
Sorry, Josh.
He's not in love with that.
All right.
Scheffler on the green.
Victor on the tee at 14.
Gooch has already played through it right down the middle of the fairway. Same club for Viktor Hovland, just a left to right win. Another beauty.
Yeah.
Automatic.
If the mistakes are bothering him, it sure didn't show right there.
Must be some kind of feeling to know that you got the control. You know you're going to hit the fairway every time.
Swinging with freedom.
I'm going to miss here or there, but he has been spot on throughout the 4 days. 15 years of play now here at Mayakoba and Worldwide Technology. The first time title sponsor. It's Viktor Hovland looking to go back-to-back. He won it last year. Out to Justin Thomas. This for par at 14. Okay. Might run out of holes this afternoon. He's at 17 under 5 back. Reminder, you can catch the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba's Winners Live Press Conference on the PGA Tour's Facebook or Twitter account each Sunday after the final putt drops. Ortiz for birdie at 14.
Boy, that was a pretty second shot in there that he hit. Bouncing back.
Join that group, sharing second place.
It's still all right, you got it.
Discussion with Taylor Gooch and his caddy.
162 left. This is 9 iron, left to right wind, a little bit of hurt. Starting at the 12th hole, you kind of play a semicircle. You kind of go from helping to hurting. So we're turning into a little bit of hurt here. This is a good-looking shot just right of the flag.
It's pretty flat around that hole location today, so all those 15-footers are makeable for sure.
Can Scottie Scheffler bounce back on 17? Birdie roll. Too much pace.
There's 14. All these holes cut right through the mangroves. And when you get the wind, and we have felt the wind 25, 30 miles an hour here before, it makes it really difficult to choose a line, keep it in play. But this week, some wind, not a whole lot of it. Hovland.
9 iron. After 2 poor iron shots in the last 2 holes, see if he can correct that golf swing a little bit. This is much better. Slided really well right the middle of the green.
Yeah, that probably was right at the target that he and his caddy had picked. Just right of that flag. Smart shot.
So there's the route from the 14th green over, across, near the beach to 15, the par 3.
Yeah, go through the mangroves and then you get to see the beach. Carlos Ortiz riding a heater, that birdie run, as he makes his way to the 15th tee.
Nice to see someone in this pairing getting something going. Justin Thomas definitely having his struggles today. George, both of them got off to tough starts.
You flighted one. You can probably have a little bit of a draw and still hold it straight there. Hold it straight there. That's true. So I mean, give yourself the room for that type of deal. Okay.
And I know anything can happen, but you got to think at this point these guys are playing for second place right now.
I mean, a solo second can go a long way to set up your season, especially when you pocket one in the fall.
That's a lot of FedEx Cup points. Trying to flight this one down.
T's been flighting shots all week because of a shoulder injury he suffered at Zozo, and that was phenomenal.
With that little draw, just like at 14, with the same kind of shaped shot.
Mostly in, a little out of the left.
It's kind of thinking like a 64, something like that. 64, 65 shot.
Yeah, I would think that that's plenty.
Yeah, maybe even with this club.
With that club, yeah, I think with that club, you could go 62, 63.
Aaron, seemed like the conversations run a little deeper now with Bones in the bag with JT.
Yeah, you know, Bones told me back in Vegas when we worked together at the Shriners, he said, look, I don't know JT all that well. I know I've caddied for him a few times, but it takes a while to learn a player. So I'm trying to gather up as much information as I can on the guy. So expect more of those conversations so he can learn. Just a little chippy 8-iron.
Right at it, Justin 1 under in his final round. And even better than Ortiz's tee shot.
Back at 14, Taylor Gooch taking a look at this, John.
Yeah, pretty straight putt up the hill, and you know, he's 5 shots back, obviously, but if he can shake himself loose from this 4-way tie for second and move himself into second solo, that's huge in terms of FedEx points and all. So he's got a lot to play for coming in.
He's certainly off to a great start this season. A couple of top 5s, and then the other third event was tied 11th. So this is just a continuation of some really good play out of Taylor Gooch.
Listen, he started 2 back and thinking, okay, this is my day, I'm going to go get it and win. Do you take anything away from playing with a guy who's been as impressive closing today as he's been?
I think more so you look at what you've done and how you've handled the pressure and the situations that you were in, and then you learn from, okay, when I felt that much pressure in that last group, having a chance to win, I need to correct this.
Now you learn about yourself and what you did as we watch this on the way. Didn't have a chance there. But do you learn anything watching and being there with a guy like Viktor Hovland?
Yeah, I think you can pick up some things, you know, how important it has been for Hovland, the way he's driving it for one thing. Not that Gooch has driven it poorly. He hit that one left on 5 into the penalty area, but pick up little things.
Jump up to 18, Joaquin Niemann, birthday number 23, still celebrating here. Made a birdie at 16 last time we checked in. Ooh. We'll be thrilled with that. Back to 14, Hovland going through his routine. Got yet another one of these.
And guys, as we were walking up to the green here, Shay Knight, Victor's caddy, turned around and looked at me and said, where do we stand? So obviously they had no idea, and I told them they were up 5, and his eyes got big as saucers, and said, "No." I said, where do we stand? I said, "Yeah, you're leading by 5." So they thought it was much closer. And
wow.
He hasn't told Victor yet, obviously, but he knows what the score is.
Interesting.
Not much in this.
just keep pouring them in. Viktor Hovland at 23 under.
They may adjust a little bit if Shea Knight tells him here up by 6. Let's keep it right of the flag at 15.
I want John to pay attention, see if he does tell him right now that he's up by 6 to 15.
Carlos Ortiz to try and slim that margin from 6 down to 5 and make it 4 birdies in a row.
Split the edge on the right-hand side. Hit it firm.
Ortiz! 18 under now. Was even on his round through 11. After ripping off 4 straight birdies, he's in solo second. Hey, are you going to make this 2 for 2 on 15?
Am I off the schneid now that Ortiz has made one in this group?
Baby steps, baby steps.
Walk before we run, right, George? So there's not a lot here, and that's usually when you start reading too much into a putt of this length and end up missing it. So definitely keep it inside the hole.
Backing off again. Thomas to pull to 18 under. Now tied for second with Carlos Ortiz.
Difficult 16th, then maybe go get 17 and 18. High above our aerial coverage provided by Rosewood Mayakoba, private world of rarefied beauty along Mexico's Riviera Maya. Is a gorgeous place. Daniel Scott and his team over there do a great job. Tell you what, Kurt, players, all of us lucky week to week where we go and cover golf and they play golf. There can be no complaints this week.
You're really spoiled if you're complaining about any of these hotels on the property.
It's probably more of a you problem than a
yes.
problem with Mayakoba.
That's a good way to put it.
Viktor Hovland after the birdie on 14, up by 5. Now on the tee of the par 3 15th. We're going to check out the ball flight here for Viktor's tee shot. This, our top tracer technology powered by Topgolf.
Got to be very comfortable feeling he has the exact same number here as he had on the last hole, hitting the exact same direction. So I'm sure it's just another solid 9-iron.
Seeing this pin tucked all the way on the left-hand side.
Right at it, George.
A little knockdown on this. Looks like a beauty over the pin, but onto the back of the green.
There is that stretch of the golf course where the final pairings, the groups are headed right now and playing. 15 along the water, and then 16 makes its way back up towards the clubhouse. Eventually you get to 18, and Scottie Scheffler a moment ago, his second from the bunker.
Good lie. Looks like he was far enough back from the lip. Yeah, what a great shot from there. That lip's a tall lip there at that bunker on the left on 18.
Such a cool look at the par 3 15th right along the beaches here at Mayakoba. Second shot on the way for Taylor Gooch.
Fellas, funny situation here. Shea Knight, Viktor's caddy, got up to the green and put the bag down and started sprinting back to the tee. Viktor had leaned his putter up against the bag instead of putting it in, and Shea didn't know, so he had left his putter back on the tee, and I think that's the only thing that could keep him from winning at this point.
Testing his 40 time there.
Good thing Shea was in the gym this morning getting a workout in, getting a good stretch in.
You happen to walk past, or were you in there with him?
George, come on.
They're having a good laugh about it now.
Look at the hustle here. Makes it a little easier when you got a 5-shot lead.
So caddies are in the gym working out these days, huh?
How times have changed.
It's a different game. It's a different game.
At every level.
already had to borrow a driver shaft this week. I would hate to have him have to borrow a putter for the last few holes. And even after that walk, they were both so surprised at how far this 9-iron went. They were expected to be 10, 12 feet, and to see it on the back of the edge, they were shocked, but he hit it just so solid. It went right through the wind.
There's a good chance there was some adrenaline involved with
100%.
that swing as well.
It's a good thing he didn't make it off the tee, because if he'd made it, they wouldn't have discovered the missing putter until the next green. Just down the hill now, trying to cozy this thing up.
Hovland leading by 5. Has been hot with the putter.
Little speed there.
Little tester left.
Just avoided that higher rough here. Carlos Ortiz at 16.
Yeah, lies okay over there.
Oh, what's the cover in line with the pin?
212.
That's aggressive. 226 all the way back
monkey
there.
or the thing.
He's got Coates walking through his vision. They're everywhere around here on 16 today.
He's going to keep this birdie streak going. He's got to hit one heck of a shot right here to get it close.
This flag is brutal. Not quite as bad as 2 days ago, Kurt, back there on the left, but it's not much easier. Low bullet pulled.
That's going to be a really long bunker shot. As we pull back here, you can see how long of a bunker shot that's going to be.
A moment ago, Gooch's par putt on 15. Good roll. Now it will be the leader, Viktor Hovland.
I'm sure a lot more work than he was hoping for on this second putt, but, you know, talking to Shea, if I was Shea and I didn't know what the score was, obviously Viktor didn't know, I don't think I would tell him. Unless he asked, I'd just let him keep playing.
He's been in such a good rhythm today.
Oh.
The lead down to 4.
With probably the toughest tee shot on the back 9 upcoming.
And the toughest stretch of 3 holes here at El Camaleon on 16, 17, 18.
Justin Thomas in the fairway at 16 up ahead.
Heavy and Bones have come to a conclusion here. Back into the strongest wind I've felt all week, guys, right now. Most of today, actually, has been a good club and a half.
Setting up to just hit that little cut he likes.
This is another bail to the right.
Block. Not much to work with. Scottie Scheffler. Beautiful shot. This for birdie to finish up. Made a run early. Looked like he was going to make it interesting.
Sure did. Played some great golf there, especially through that front 9.
Share a 4th after the 66th. Yeah, we got wildlife everywhere. They were up in the trees a moment ago. That's Andrew Landry going to feed them now. There you go. And then run away very quickly.
Definitely.
Gooch on the tee at 16.
Just a 3-wood, right to left wind, starting up the right side, trying to turn it over right on the edge of the fairway.
That'll be close because of the mangroves, whether he can get around them or over them.
So decision time. It's not a driver.
3 middle for Viktor Hovland as well. And Kurt, I don't care what the lead is, these next 2 tee shots are not comfortable.
You got that right. This club, if he goes a little left, might keep him from going through into the mangroves.
Low bullet right up the middle. Absolutely beautiful.
Even with that missed putt, he just looks so in control. Made that look easy.
22 under and up by 4. Justin Thomas still out there, up ahead at 16. Ortiz as well. Final round coming down the stretch here. Riviera Maya in Mexico. Justin Thomas a moment ago at 16, his third.
Yeah, for a player of his ilk, this wasn't too big of a deal. The greens are soft, back into the wind a little bit.
Nice. So that's a save. 17.
Also a moment ago, Sergio Garcia's second from the fairway. Dialed.
Shot maker.
Ortiz for par at 16.
He had a beautiful bunker shot from that front left bunker, guys, and he had so much spin on it when it hit the green. It just snapped sideways and kind of got a bad break with all that spin left in this putt.
Boy, what a save, though.
It's 4 straight birdies, and that one, at the moment at least, kind of feels like a birdie, but still 4 back. This left for Justin Thomas to stay there.
Now this hole does, for the resort guest, does play as a par 5.
Well, these are resort guests.
They are resort guests. That's a good point. Except for this week, it's not a par 5 for them. I'm sure some of them feel like it's playing like one this week with it into the wind. First year I felt this wind here in 4 years coming here. This hole is a beast. This would be a heck of a par for JT.
Good work. Very good, pal.
Get up and down from the bunker. Stays in a share of second. Keep it right here at 16. Take you back down the fairway to Taylor Gooch, I believe, first, right, John?
Yes, he'll be first to go. 227 back into a good breeze. Pretty good lie in the rough here. I don't think it's going to cause him too many issues. Doesn't look like a jumper, but Kurt, sometimes you can get that club face a little low and catch it high on the club face, and the ball just comes out dead. So he's got to watch out for that.
Especially longer irons. You know, you start hitting 3, 4, 5 irons out of the rough like this. It usually you don't get the flyers like you do with an 8 or 9 iron.
227. This is full iron.
Looking up.
Hitting it up.
Taking it very high on a good line. This has got to go, though, I think.
Check out that line when we get back there, up to 17.
Saw the beautiful approach from Sergio Garcia to knock in the shorty for birdie. Garcia now at 15 under.
What about Victor now, John?
217, perfect angle into this pin. Although I'm sure he's aiming at the dead center of the flat of the hole of the green. Sorry, this is 5 iron.
I like about 10 yards. I like about 10 yards short of this whole location. We'll see what he does.
This gorgeous looking shot right at the middle of the green.
That is exactly what I thought he might do, just to take kind of all of the trouble out of play. Play more in the middle.
More and more like Hovland will be the victor. Got to close it out, though. Back at 16, the third for Gooch. It won't be easy.
Horrible lie, ball well below his feet and plugged. And this is, for where he was, this is phenomenal. I'm sure he would want that shot over again.
th tee, Justin Thomas.
Ortiz has found the fairway. This is less than driver. Looks like his 5 wood. Oh, and this is going right.
Uh-oh. That trouble pinches in quick on the right-hand side. Into the penalty area. Back to 16.
Hovland for birdie.
And after running that last putt 5-6 feet past, I would expect him to play this downhill a little bit more conservatively, just have it drift down to the hole.
Well, I would have just such a great putt. He played that hole so well. It's his second hardest hole on the golf course here in the final round. Only 5 birdies have been made there today.
I think it's illegal for there to be more than 5 birdies at 16.
I'm telling you, that hole is brutal. And he just played it about as well as you can play it. So if you were wondering if that short miss putt for par at 15 was going to bother him,
not quite.
Nope.
2 holes left for Viktor Hovland to win for the 3rd time in the PGA Tour. Keep it here for Gooch. And a lengthy one for par, John.
Yeah, this would be quite the up and down. I thought it was going to be a good shot to get it within 20, 30 feet. So even though it's got a chance is an amazing thing. And it was funny walking up to the green. Victor smiled at me and says, "I got my putter this hole."
Remember yesterday, just to think back when Victor was playing 16, and we speculated whether or not when he glanced over at the tee at 17, he hadn't known until that point that it was moved way up. And John, that he didn't, right?
No, he had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. And like we said, I don't think most people did. Unless you walked out there as a caddy, there's no way you would know. Boy.
Gooch going to drop a shot here at 16. Move the tee back again today. Standard operating procedure.
Up ahead off the 17th fairway, drop time for Justin Thomas.
And he'll go through a series of protocols here. He'll drop it onto the path, and then he'll take it from the path over across the other side of the path, drop it again, take complete relief from the cart path.
And you see the water left, and then the trouble right is what makes this a really unsettling tee shot.
Well, and it's again, it's back into the wind too, as Ortiz is playing while JT takes his drop. And again, the last few years, at least that I've been here, George, 16, 17, he played downwind, which makes these holes so much easier. They're actually almost birdie opportunities. And now you flip that wind around and bring it more from a northerly direction, and you can have some issues coming down the stretch here.
Yeah, you have 16 as the second hardest, 18 the most difficult. This is the 7th most difficult for the final round. So while that was going on, and Aaron, you mentioned the second shot from Carlos Ortiz, who is riding quite the run on the back 9, 4 under his last 5. On in the middle of the green, another birdie putt coming up.
Okay. Was it below, you know what I mean? So I do like that 9 there. I was just thinking with that club, like, 135.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, kind of like it's the left edge of that tower, so it all feeds down.
There you go.
The target is the left edge of the tower, so that's a pretty aggressive line, but he needs to get this up and down from here for par.
You heard a little bumpy 9-iron from about 134, Kurt.
Breeze has been steady all afternoon.
They're coming in low.
What a shot from Justin Thomas.
Thanks.
So good at that shot. I mean, he can hit that club 160 yards if he wants.
Justin Thomas, or Viktor Hovland, is up 4 over Justin Thomas. You see Carlos Ortiz in a tie for second. 2 holes to go, feeling like it's inevitable. This one of the last nervy tee shots he's going to face.
This is 3 metal back into the wind, and it looks like he's got a comfortable lead, but this is a very nervy tee shot, and he had a pretty long wait waiting for JT to play up there.
This club keeps him out of that fairway bunker that you see down that right side. It's probably about 285 to that, and with the wind, he can't get this in there.
Hovland rips
Guess
it
where
on
this is?
17.
Right down the middle.
Viktor Hovland in the 17th fairway, up by 4, looking to defend his title here at the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba.
Back at 17, Ortiz for birdie to get it to 19 under.
Just a consistent right to left curler the whole way. Downhill a little bit.
He has found it today.
What
Look at that run.
finish he's got going on.
Oh. And had a big putt on 16 too. Up to 18, Garcia for birdie. Sergio 2 under today. Looked like he was going to start even better. Almost.
Good track for him, though. He likes this golf course because it requires good ball striking.
Thomas. Some kind of par.
That was an amazing par. The guy never gives up. He's a grinder, even when he doesn't have his best stuff.
Now in third behind Ortiz. Take you back down the fairway and Gooch.
127 from the first cut. There is a little bit of mud on the ball, which is what they're looking at right now, trying to figure it out.
Just a tiny bit slow.
Why it's so important to find these fairways.
I mean, just that close to being able to pick the ball up and clean it.
Yeah, it just plants a seed in your head, like
30. I agree. I think you got the right club in your hand. You know, I mean, you know what kind of shot you got to hit with it. I'm just, you know, I'm with you. I just want to make sure there's enough wind in. I know. I mean, theoretically, it should be like way more off the right than hurting. I mean,
I said way more. I mean,
well, let's just say that I think it's like. That's definitely the right club. You got the right club in your hand, right? I do.
What are you feeling, John?
You know, I'm feeling there's a little bit of hurt there, but, you know, being out of the first cut with a little bit of mud on the ball tends to come out a little more knuckly, not as much spin, so the ball will get through the wind. But this is wedge, and I think I would say this is the right club. But it just plants that indecision with the mud on the ball. You don't know where it's going to go. Drawing towards the center of the green.
Considering all that, then that's a pretty darn good shot.
Absolutely.
Mud on the ball, boy, it really puts some doubt in your mind.
Have that putt to get it back to even par for the day and 17 under. Up to 18, tee shot, Carlos Ortiz.
And a big one, Terry. 1 shot lead on that third place. He needs a good one here, and it looks like he's got it up the left-hand side.
Hit some good shots, made some big putts. And he's got a big crowd following him, so there's some roars up ahead.
Ever share a second a couple of years ago here, and looking like it right now. We'll see. Viktor Hovland back in the fairway.
116. This is average, and I'd be shocked if this got all the way to the hole or if it was left of it. Playing it down, drawing towards the middle of the green.
John, any idea if Shea told him how he stood?
I don't know. I will find out, though.
Curious, because Ortiz, there's been a lot of roars
Yes.
up ahead, and I'm wondering if Viktor knows.
Thomas, tee at 18.
Yeah, uncomfortable all day, guys. Already backed off of this once. This might need a bounce up the right-hand side.
And settles into the rough at a front right hole location. Tough angle.
Garcia to save par. Good playing from Sergio this week.
Solid week.
Remember, he had those 2 early birdies and came so close to making 3 in a row. Who knows in terms of momentum, but held it together for a 69, 2 under. Hovland, though, up by 3, and you think about the season so far, started with Max Homa, then Sam Burns. After that, though, Sung Jae Im, McIlroy, Matsuyama, Lucas Herbert. This will be the 5th straight international winner on the PGA Tour.
Wow.
Hasn't happened in a few years. John Ha, who won here 2012. Top 15 for him. JJ Spawn's coming around. That swing.
Yeah, he's getting better. It's after a tough season this past season.
I mentioned it, Max Homa started the season in Napa, fortunate with his 3rd win. And Sam Burns in Jackson, Sanderson Farms. It was in the mix then the next week at the Shriners.
Him just beat everybody. I mean, he went out and won that thing.
2 weeks in Vegas, CJ Cup Summit, Rory, and then over to Japan, Zozo, Hideki Matsuyama. Last week in Bermuda, Lucas Herbert, his first win on the PGA Tour.
In some tough conditions over there in Bermuda. Not a hard golf course, but very tough conditions.
17 green. Viktor Hovland first to go, John?
He is, yeah, first to go. And to your point, I spoke with Shea Knight on the way up to the green and asked him if he told Viktor how he stood, and he said he didn't tell him, but he just asked walking up to the hole, and so he knows he's got the 3-shot lead. Up until that point, I don't think Viktor knew exactly where he stood at all.
I'm always amazed at players who don't want to know at the final day.
I think probably Hovland in his mind, because he had played so well, figured he was still in the lead or right around it, but I am too. I think most of them should know.
He's making it academic anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's made a couple little mistakes today, but man, I'll tell you, it is quite the performance he's put on this week.
Ortiz up in the fairway at 18.
162 back into the breeze.
Hard to see even the pin in.
Yeah. Take your time. Get
So the edge of the window is a good.
That is a money spot. The right edge of the window where that shifty is there. That's where we want to be.
Okay.
That's interesting. When I got up here to get the flag, the flag, guys, it was you couldn't hardly see it because it's tucked in the shadows. He's having the same problem with the visual up there because the shadows are covering the flag. So he's picking out a spot in the background that's a little brighter. Oh, this is fanned way right.
That is not where you want to miss it, and it's plugged. God, that is just the shot you cannot afford to hit. I mean, he's got the flag stick on the pin sheet is 3 steps from the right edge, so you can imagine how tough that next one is.
I can promise you that Thomas is looking left of that flag with this lie. It's okay. He's going to be able to get it there, and he's probably going to play to 144, which is the front edge, Kurt. 152 total. This one came out jumpy.
It was always going to be a tough angle over there. Tough shot.
And while that was taking place, Taylor Gooch back at 17. This for birdie. Story of the day. First page is the only one over par on the day, and Viktor Hovland going to hold this up. It looks more and more like after one more hole. Chameleon golf course.
He'll be proud to hoist that thing again for the 2nd year in a row.
Terry, do we have a camera on the 18th green to see if James Hahn is waiting around for his shaft or not?
Yeah, right, exactly. For a share of the check. Danny Lee testing out the driver day before. If you don't know the story, and Victor said, yeah, try this one, and the shaft shattered. Had to borrow a shaft a little bit shorter than his normal driver, and he has found the fairways beautifully all week. Here he is on the tee at the last at 23 under par.
One more with that driver back into the wind. Up the left side, cutting on the edge of that bunker. It gets one right bounce. It's perfect.
Yeah, and he got it. That's the kind of driver that he's been going to all week. It's a little lower flight than his other shaft produces. Little cut. Man, what a good looking shot.
Still
that was.
young enough, he's not a veteran. I know he's won twice, going to win 3 times, but to have that, be able to rely on it, go to it down the stretch. Here's Ortiz's third from the bunker.
This is ugly. One of the worst plugs I've seen this week, and that's actually a very good shot from there.
Nothing else he could do with that lie.
Nope.
Man from Guadalajara, Mexico. Mentioned the share of second place in 2019.
Just going to say, pretty important. I mean, that next putt that Carlos has, he's one shot clear, solo second right now, and Justin Thomas, that next guy, solo third.
That win in Houston, and he will be defending next week. That's where the tour goes next week.
And Kurt, we see it every year how close it is for a lot of guys and how much one FedEx Cup point can mean.
It can be huge.
It can be massive.
What do you think, AO? With this lie, is he thinking make here, or possibly, or just get it up and down?
The lie's okay, but the way that I think that he's feeling today, I think that there's just not a lot of mojo with JT. So I'm thinking that, you know, just get your up and down and move on to the next tournament.
Really well done.
And while that was taking place, back on the tee, Taylor Gooch way right with his tee shot.
Boy, gotta hope. That is some really dense woods over there, and there is no red line.
And he would hit another one.
No penalty area down that right side. It's just jungle over there.
You guys talking about the difference, and we've seen it often at the end of the season. You know, you miss that top 125 by a point or two.
It's happened a number of times.
I know.
This fall has become a big deal for these players. They have bought in. I mean, good field here this week. I mean, they know they have to make points in the fall. It really sets them up for a great year then.
How much do they love that at 18? That's a big putt.
Even Justin Thomas appreciated that one. He had a smile on his face.
Yeah, did you see him smiling?
Yeah.
He knew that. Second place all by himself after a 66. So you think about what he did today and got hot on the back nine. For Justin Thomas, he really never got it going. It was a battle. He made back-to-back birdies late in the front nine, but then just couldn't keep it together. And yet, you know, he's 2 under par for the day, and he's in third place.
It just shows you how he's obviously really talented, but on a day and maybe even the whole week when he doesn't have his best stuff, it looks like he's going to finish third.
He's that good.
Yeah, he's that good.
It's a really good field here at Mayakoba, and he's one of the headliners.
Remember, he was 3 over through 11 holes on Thursday.
He was in last place at that point in the field.
Right.
And came close to winning. That feeling here in your home country with people who don't get that many opportunities to come out and watch the PGA Tour, and solo second right now. So nice to see Carlos Ortiz and Justin Thomas finishing up. But how about that final pairing with Gooch, who's had a tough day today getting anything going, but how impressive Viktor Hovland, a young star on the PGA Tour, going to close out win number 3.
Just, I mean, you kind of look at the way he did it today. he just looks in total control of that golf swing. He just played with so much confidence tee to green. He made a couple little mistakes. One was a pitch shot out of a tight lie, kind of a tight wet lie, and he missed a short putt. But it's hard to find much wrong with his game, period.
And that's part of winning too. You see, with you're going to run into a tough situation here or there, not to panic. He made big par putts as well to hold it together.
And I mean, we talk about this all the time, but I mean, he's sitting on a 4-shot lead. He needs one more good swing, and he's going to win by at least 4. It's hard to just win, period, and he's winning pretty big this week. Says a lot about who he is right now.
Taylor Gooch did find that initial tee shot.
I don't think that would be close.
And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think I would have even looked for this thing because he hit his provisional for a lost ball and very playable. Now he's going to have to take a drop from a horrible lie into a really horrible lie and try and pitch it out to the fairway. So I'm not sure I even would have gone in there.
Has he taken a drop yet?
No.
No.
So Viktor Hovland waiting to celebrate, really. This thing closed out. You think about those who have won here recently. Harris English at 21 under that playoff with Graham McDowell on a Monday. Tough weather that week. Matt Kuchar, though, the low number, 22 under. So Viktor was 20 under last year when he won it, and he's going to have perhaps the best winning 72-hole score.
They had really good conditions for scoring this week, but he performed so well. They didn't have a ton of wind. They played lift, clean, in place all 4 days, and that makes a huge difference in scoring.
Gooch just now taking his drop. I'm sure he feels obviously horrible about this for where he is, but for Viktor as well, making Viktor wait this out. But you know, you got to play golf, so I'm sure Viktor understands. He's dropped it and it's sat way down in the leaves, so it's going to be a tough pitch out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, I mean, it would be a great shot to get it back in the fairway, and his provisioning was in the fairway already. That's why I was saying I don't think I'd even have looked for that ball.
Thank you.
Pitch out, hit your 4th shot close, and hopefully make bogey.
He's going to share a 5th right now. Well,
and I'm sure he'll let Viktor go now, even though Viktor's going to be inside of him.
Be the youngest international player to win 3 PGA Tour events since Rory did it back in 2012. He's going to let Taylor Gooch go, right? Looks like it.
Yeah, he is, and I thought Viktor might go first, but he stepped aside as soon as Gooch's ball came out. He's going to let him go.
45 grand, boss, is 48. Up 3 is 51 and 8. 59. Got to be just a little off the right, doesn't it? Off the right. Just a smidgy.
My first thought was like a 70. It's like 70 hole. I think that's enough.
It's enough.
You like it?
Yep.
Sunday pressure is real. He's the only player in the top 25 over par today.
Yeah, it feels like the wind has really died down out here right now.
Great shot, considering how his head had to be spinning a little bit.
But the stage is clear for this man. His last swing of the day, perhaps.
Kurt, these are the ones you like with this kind of a lead and an 9-iron into the last hole. I feel like you can handle this one.
I think he can handle anything right now.
That's a good point. Another good strike left of the hole, but very solid.
Right to the very end. It's what he's done all week, what he's done for 2 years in a row here on this golf course. And a nice walk up to that 72nd green. Golf Central presented by Callaway Golf coming up next. And then Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Houston Open starts Thursday, 1 o'clock Eastern here on Golf Channel. He's 24 years of age from Oslo, Norway. Out in Stillwater now in Oklahoma State. He was a star there, did great things in college, and right away kept it up here on the PGA Tour.
Going to win his third event. I mean, you know, you got to believe the way he's come out here on tour and started winning. I mean, there's a lot more in his future. All he has to do is stay healthy.
You can talk about all the young stars out here, and there are plenty of them, and they do come out of college now ready to win, it seems, and they are winning. I think 3 wins at the age of 24 now from Viktor Hovland, and the way he's done it, he's improved the weaknesses in his game. You got to put him right there with the other guys.
Oh, most definitely. I mean,
Norway, el campeón defensor Viktor Hovland.
And in some ways, you give him an edge, too, because there's a maturity there, it seems, that is odd for a 24-year-old. And the honesty to go ahead and say, yeah, I need to get better in this area or that. But he admits his weaknesses.
absolutely, and has gone to work on them. You know, we've talked quite a bit this week about how much better he is at pitching the ball, chipping the ball. His short game is all the way around is so much better. And I think he knew in his mind that was kind of the next step to get him to the point where, you know, he's going to be in the conversation for a lot of the big tournaments that are upcoming. I know we're just in the fall, but
That whole college wave, Colin Morikawa and those guys, I mean, it's in that group.
Absolutely. Morikawa obviously has come out, and strange about Morikawa, he was great in college, but he didn't win a lot his senior season at Cal. And then he comes out and he's been the best of the lot.
Whereas Matthew Wolff did, and he came out and he won right away and played well this week. But all right, Hovland now for birdie. Yeah. I was going to say, put the coin down. Yep.
And a courtesy
yes.
to Gooch, because people are going to start moving if he tapped in there.
This is for a 5 to stay in the top 10. Guys, after that second shot, Viktor finally got a big smile on his face, and he looked at Shea, his caddy, said 10% to you and 10% to James.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. Now you got the coin there. Tough day. Maybe some perspective in some time and how well he played throughout the week, but today wasn't the day. And now just a formality. It's official. Viktor Hovland has gone back-to-back at Mayakoba. Wins once again here at the Worldwide Technology Championship. Record fashion, too. 23 under, lowest 4-day total we've seen here. And it is win number 3 in his PGA Tour career updated FedEx Cup standings. Victor moving up to number 4. So Max Homa just outside. He runs out the top 5. The winner down with George Savaricas.
Yeah, nice jump in the FedEx Cup standings. What a performance this week you put together, Victor. The first player to defend their title at the Worldwide Technology Championship at Mayakoba. In doing so, new tournament scoring record at 23 under, 261. Is this your best week as a pro?
Yeah, I think I'll have to say so. I played really good golf throughout the week. I did not have my best stuff today, but man, I wish I could putt more like I did today more often. That was awesome. So it was just a blast all week.
It was quite the putting clinic that you put on the greens. We talked before the start of tournament play about what you would need to do with your game to take that next step into maybe the top 5, top 3 in the world. You said the emphasis was short game. What type of step do you feel you made this week?
Yeah, I think throughout the week I've been chipping it so good, making so many up and downs, and it just really puts a lot of pressure off your long game. Hit a couple bad chips today. It's still a work in progress, but I've made some big strides, and I hope I can continue that way.
Congratulations, 2 in a row, Mr. Mayakoba.
Thanks, George.
Let's go back to Terry.
Kurt, I don't mean to belabor the point, but I mean, even there, he's saying, I didn't have my best stuff. Yeah, I need to work on my chipping a little bit more. I mean,
he's so about just getting better and better and better. He knows he has a chance to be a great player out here, and he is well on his way.
Tough to notice he didn't have his best stuff today. I mean, 23 under, 67 to close it out. Started with a 2-shot lead and ends up with a record total 23 under par. And now you've got a player who's won multiple times here at Mayakoba, and for the first time, a guy who's gone back-to-back. Viktor Hovland, the winner in Mexico. Golf Central presented by Callaway Golf next. Houston next on the schedule. So this event number 7 overall in this young season on the PGA Tour. Pretty impressive what the 24-year-old from Oslo, Norway has done. Viktor Hovland, the winner. For Kurt and the crew, I'm Terry Gannon. Thanks for watching. So long from Mexico, everybody.